Hi gamers, and welcome to another one of my Warhammer updates. This one is gonna be mainly about new purchases. Just want to show what I bought recently, and it's not a small amount of stuff. And but also pretty excited about Warcry. That's coming out in a week or this week. And let's see when my copy arrives to me, and I'm gonna be talking more about that. Hopefully I'm gonna be able to play a game of that pretty soon after it comes out. But pretty exciting news about new armies. Games Workshop announced that they're going to be making new Orc army book, and also the Ogres are going to get a battle tome. So nice. I think destruction is overall being overlooked these couple of years for now, so happy that they're addressing that finally, after goblins came back. But also, I don't play destruction. Actually, destruction is one of the is the one Grand Alliance that I don't have an army for Age of Sigmar. But what I'm most excited about is the Cities of Sigmar battle tome, and what they're promising is that they're gonna be, well, basically, on the surface it looks like Empire is back, and that's a good thing. I think Age of Sigmar has too little of just regular human armies, or even units. So it's a good thing that they're making. You can play with steam tanks and everything like that. So Empire is more or less back, but they're going to be rolling into the one battle tome some dwarves and elves as well, and we don't really know what. To be precise, I'd assume that many high elves, dark elves, and wood elves are going to be retired if they don't get their own battle tome. Basically any races that are gonna be included in Cities of Sigmar means that they're not gonna be getting their own battle tome anytime in the future. So we'll see. They can't fit every Empire and high elf and dispossessed unit into that one book. So we'll see what they do. But got here a High Elf Warriors Regiment and some more pickups here concerning Cities of Sigmar. I'm going to be talking more about that soon. But yeah, I guess that's it for the portion of this video. We're going to be talking about rules and releases, stuff like that. So let's delve deep into what I've bought recently. This is actually, I forgot to include these in an earlier video. I got a bunch of Warhammer Visions magazines. I actually got these from my trip to the US when I was in LA for E3. And I found this little shop that had lots of out-of-print stuff, including these semi-old, well, just a few years old magazines. For those of you who don't know, Warhammer Visions is or was a monthly magazine that Games Workshop did when they moved their previous monthly magazine, White Dwarf, into coming out weekly. So that was a big change. White Dwarf had been coming out monthly for decades, basically, and they kind of demoted it when it was coming out weekly, because then it meant it was more or less there like this little advertisement leaflet. It wasn't very thick. It was just a couple of dozen pages, and it's enough for all the new releases and some new rules and stuff like that. But it wasn't all that great, and I guess people didn't like it then. But to supplement the weekly smaller White Dwarf, they came out with Warhammer Visions, which, like I said, came out each month. And these magazines are basically nothing but gorgeous photos of miniatures. So this is, they put all of their, you got your White Dwarf staples like Blanchitsu, they were incorporated into Warhammer Visions. But yeah, you got your Golden Demon winners here, and so not just studio models, readers models as well, but so just filled with miniatures. So basically what most people want to see when they buy a White Dwarf. Just gorgeous gorgeous dioramas, and yeah, this is for the people who don't want to read anything, you know, not even a battle report. This is this was again, I'm using the wrong tense here, this was the magazine for you. So really cool stuff. And they made this for 30 months, around halfway there. As you can see, this is a bit smaller magazine. About around halfway throughout its life, they made it slightly bigger, standard White Dwarf size. And they made a total of 30 issues. I bought this whenever I can, whenever I see these. I've got like maybe 20 issues, so missing 10 from a complete collection. So really cool magazines. Was happy to find these in LA. These are really heavy, so didn't I skipped paying postage costs when I bought them in person. But yeah, I really can heartily recommend Warhammer Visions magazines. Good stuff. Then about those elves, there was this biggest role-playing convention in Finland. Ropecon was here last weekend, and they have a pretty nice selection of stuff on sale. You know, various vendors, and people are bringing their own miniatures and books and everything to a flea market. So I of course scoured their Warhammer stuff, and I was kind of taking a leap of faith here. I was hoping that Cities of Sigmar will include some of this stuff, but we'll see. So I got a box of High Elves on foot, High Elf Warriors Regiment, and actually inside I also had here a repeater bolt thrower, so throw that into the mix. And also got some lots and lots of different sprues. This bag includes a Dark Elf Warriors Regiment, and this bag includes a regiment of 8 High Elf Knights on steeds, and also this various stuff. This has some Empire. These aren't even complete sprues, but this has some Empire stuff, Empire Knights, and I think there is some. These guys are on foot. These sprues. Got some Empire shields here as well. So lots of different fodder for conversions. These Empire bits, but for the High Elf stuff, I'm really looking forward to lucking out and they having some of this stuff in the Cities of Sigmar. But if there aren't, you know, I love converting, and I will always love me a good Count's S model. So as long as they have some elves on foot, I'm sure I'm gonna be using these High Elf and Dark Elf guys on foot to represent those. And as long as they have some elves on horses, this is the way to go. So I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be able to use these in some form. So yeah, these were really cheap. Didn't cost me a lot, to be honest. So happy to take that little chance here. But that's not all. Also got from the same event. Here we have, this is a unit of 20 metal Tomb King's Tomb Guard, and yeah, these were again really cheap. Let's see if we can do a little focus here. really cheap guys. Again, basically, even if I don't, I don't plan on getting a Tomb King's army. I used to have one when I was younger, but not anymore. They're not supported. But yeah, just these guys counts as regular skeletons in just a nicer armor. So yeah, if I gonna get my Legions of Nagash army off the ground sometime, these guys are just waiting around to be used as little regular skeletons. And this one, let's see, I got here a group of 3 elves, and let's see if I can put one of these together. So we have here an old white metal repeater bolt thrower. Now this is really old. This is like from the 80s. Oh, which way is it? Maybe like this. Yeah. It's pretty cool. There we go. Looks like this, and a crew of 3. Now this I was helped in the Age of Sigmar Facebook group by people who identified these pieces for me. Now this bolt thrower has been used for dark elves at some point, so this is an interchangeable part. But with this crew, somebody actually informed me that these aren't high elves or dark elves, but these are sea elves. I didn't even know that these guys existed. But yeah, these are like 1985 or something like that, really old models. But yeah, they look high elfy enough. And again, just hoping that they'll include some kind of bolt thrower in Cities of Sigmar, and I can just put this this little guy into an appropriately sized base, and it's good to go. Counts as. I got 2 of those, and also here as a little bonus, this is a really old Citadel Cleric, and I think this guy was only available through mail order or something like that, so really actually quite a rare piece. And yeah, I guess this is like mid-80s as well. So yeah, this was just thrown into the mix here, and yeah, could just be the most valuable miniature in the whole set here. And we're still not through of my Ropecon loot here. This was just an impulse buy. They were so cute, I couldn't resist myself. Got here a couple of boxes for Man-O-War, Dwarf Nautilus, and Slaanesh Hellship. And yeah, these are just pristine boxes. You got all the banners here unused. Everything is untouched. And I don't play Man-O-War, never have. And but they just looked too cool and too cute for me to not buy these. Just a complete in box. I'll just put them on the shelf or something like that. Really good stuff. And one final thing I bought there was this 1997 Citadel Miniatures Annual, and basically what this is. Let's see if I can fit everything here. Basically what this is a catalog of each and every single Citadel miniature that was out at that time during that year. So a really cool glimpse into the future. I do have some other annuals as well, but I think this is my oldest one. Yeah, really good stuff. Mostly black and white, but also have some really cool old adverts here as well. Yeah. So yeah, that was a nice haul from that convention, and I will see at a later video what I have done with these. And I guess one more pickup for my Khorne army. You got a Bloodthirster. Of course, you gotta have at least one of these. I do have a Scarbrand, but this guy comes in a different shaped base, and you know, even if you could kind of use Scarbrand as a counts as, but yeah, these guys have their wings fully intact, whereas Scarbrand has those tattered wings and doesn't fly, and yeah, this is just all around different guy, so I had to pick this up before they raised the prices on this. Actually, this one was one of the biggest price hikers in Europe. This cost 90 euros, but now it costs 110. So 20 euro rise on a pretty old kit, one that has been around from the Square base era. So that's a sizable you know, rise in the price. But I got one for the old price, and yeah, gonna be putting this together and see if my Khorne army is gonna get on the road to victory after their first defeat, like I mentioned in the previous video. And with that, I think I'm done here with these pickups. Stay tuned for another Warhammer video. Follow FinnGamer on Twitter and Instagram. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.